Stop it. We're live?
Yes.
You get a counter up there so I can see what time we're on. Hello, I think we're live now. I believe so. Jason. This is Jason Doobie.
How's it going?
We're going to do another live post and do a little raffle or a game again at the end of it. One of the things that we didn't do really good last time is we didn't engage folks as well, so we want to definitely do that a little bit more. So if you have any questions, you want to let us know. Say hi. We're trying to get set up here. And anyways, what do we got here?
Oh, we got comments rolling in.
Haha.
Thanks, Kristen.
Somebody's already picking on the new kid. We like that.
No, we had Bobcat tacos at OUSDA last year.
Bobcat tacos?
Yeah, it was a long story, but it involved Jack in the Box. And
You want to ask if they have good audio?
We're going to show you one thing here. We've gotten a lot of callers with bite holes. I'm sure some of you guys had bite holes, but we've never gotten one with the tooth still in it. I don't know. Bill, can you show that? The
Bobby
tooth.
says to speak up.
Speak up. Turn on the mics, Bill. Bobby? Showing. Hey, Bobby. Got more audio? Can you hear us better now? Is that better? All right. What do we got? We need to get to where we can hear it. Can somebody turn on the volume and see if you can hear us good?
You want me to do that even though I'm right next to the mic? Okay.
No, probably not. All right. One of the things I want, guys, what I got a chance here to talk is we want to. If you're not a member of the of a state association, I want you to go find a state association for your hounds and join that. You know what I mean? Once you, we got to start banding together. We got to get in these member associations. You know, if you're part of a state association that fights for your hunting rights, I want you to do that. Because if we can get more people involved in our state associations, that would be nice. Earlier we talked about some things we want to check on our last live broadcast. I want folks to check for your screws on the back of your collars. I don't have the one with me, but we did a live video on 3 things we wanted to check. Check your... Throw it over here.
It's not missing any, but
This is not missing any, but check for your screws, okay? If you got all your screws, you're good. Make sure they're tight. Don't over-tighten them. If you're missing a screw, you need to get that replaced because water will get in there and it'll break your collar. It'll damage it. We're going to do a giveaway here in a minute. Only at 2:30. We're going to give a few minutes for everybody to join up a little bit and get more people in there. How many do we got?
well, Jonathan Hall just asked a question.
How
Do
many
we
do
have
we
a size for the
52.
screws? We've
50.
got 50.
50.
Yeah, we're up quite a bit.
it's not 48 now.
We had like 5 the last time, so we were a little bit disappointed. All right, what's the question?
Before I
Jonathan
lose
Hall.
this one in the feed, Jonathan
wants to know
Hall.
what association you would recommend
We
for
don't have
county.
the size of the screw. Hold on 1 second. We don't have the size of the screw. We keep meaning to get that. I want to say it's metric. But you can go to a hardware store, just pull one out, go to a hardware store, and you can match it up. And if not, give us a call, and Mike can get you some. Jess has a question for me.
Back here. Josh wants to know what association would you recommend for Cowlitz County since the LSCA is gone.
Cowlitz County. So, definitely want the Washington Hound Council, and I would also join the Washingtonians for Wildlife Conservation. Those guys, I actually went up to them in Ellensburg last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago and went to their board meeting. They're pretty well organized. It's a small group, but they're making things happen. So Washingtonians for Wildlife, I think it's Council or Conservation. That would be my first choice, and I also encourage you to join the Washington Hound Council. The more people we can get dedicated, the better off we're going to be.
We got a couple comments.
All right, comments.
Travis Gibson. I set an alarm so I wouldn't miss this event. Nevada Houndsman Association.
Good
member.
man.
And one for Jason. Dang, Jason, your beard is getting wild.
Yeah, that happens. Hunting season's coming, so.
Preparing for the
I brought Jason up here to sit next to me so that I wouldn't be the only one talking. He's sitting there being quiet.
I'm just being quiet. Yeah, we're good.
All right. Any other questions? Anybody have any questions you want us to ask real quick? We're still waiting a few minutes here. Then we'll do our fun little drawing that gets a little crazy, and the guys get in the shop a little crazy there. How many people we got? 57. We got 7 more. Last time, I mean,
Not 55.
I think we had 5 in there. So good odds to win something. They won't even tell me what we're raffling off this time because I gave it away last time. Any questions? All right. I think we got what we're gonna do. If you're just joining, we're getting ready to do a little raffle here. We got Jason Doobie from. He used to own Plum Tree Hound Supply. He's now with us here at W. Who's got the secret? They won't even tell me what we're raffling off today.
Mike's got it hiding
We
over
have a
there.
question really quick if we want
Question.
to do that.
While Mike gets the.
And you guys got plenty of time to tag your friends, you know.
Yeah.
Get them in on this last minute. You know, we want to get as many people involved as we can and give you a chance to win something cool. So,
This one is from Charlie
Make sure you're
Merrifield.
speaking to the mic.
From Charlie Merrifield, and he says, my Alpha and T215 take a long time to sync together. Is that normal?
How long's a long time? It can take 10, 15, 20 seconds sometimes. A lot of times it goes faster than that. I've had more issues with the mini collars, syncing up. What I would encourage him to do is get this latest update on there, and there'll be another update coming out very soon that I think, especially for the mini collars, we've had better luck pairing the mini collars to the new alpha. So make sure your software is updated. But occasionally I do have a collar that hangs up the same way, and it takes about 20 seconds.
well, and
He
I
says-
can add to that. If Charlie, that was at the Fern Ridge trial last weekend, that was a lot to do with it probably. But if it's doing it in the woods, that's different. But field trials or big hunt clubs, there's so many collars running, it's too much interference, so it will take longer too.
Matt Pierce. Yeah, I see that, Matt. Nice. Classy. We should have Matt back. Sometimes we miss that guy. Anyways, how long before the 220s go obsolete?
About 2 years ago.
They're gone. We love our customers. We get a lot of crap. So, where's our giveaway? Oh, it is like another collar, but this one's a mini collar. So we're gonna raffle off a T5 mini collar, not raffle, I guess. We're gonna give away a collar. It's a giveaway. How many people we got on? 72. So we want to do the same thing. 1 through. Let's do. So here's the rules, guys. We want to make sure this is clear. 1 post per person. So if we catch your number and you got 15 posts of different numbers, it doesn't work that way. We're gonna catch you. 1 post per number. We're gonna get a random number between. Let's go 1 and 75. Random number between 1 and 75. Bill. Mike's got one. Don't tell me what it is. And go ahead and give your answers. The first person to get this number right, we got people looking for it, is gonna get the T5 mini collar.
Do you want to answer a couple more questions?
Yeah,
while we
questions
wait?
while we're waiting. So give your numbers 1 through 75 to win a T5 collar. What's the next
It
question?
looks like we have some charging questions.
Charging questions.
One is from Kenny. It says, why is my TT15 not charging correctly? I even changed chargers. And then the second one
Hold on.
is from...
Let's do one at a time.
They're pretty similar.
Okay, we'll give them two.
And the second one is, what would cause TT15 not to show green LED when charged?
Okay, so yeah, same question. So on these collars, they get a little bit of oxidation in here. A lot of times, sometimes you can unclick it and re-click it, and it'll go green. One of the trips actually came from one of our customers, Mr. Brayman there in Texas. He said he uses a little bit of vinegar on the connectors, and it helps him. He gets a lot of clay over there in South Texas. So a little, not a lot. You don't want to scrub. You don't use a hard brush, but you want to clean these connectors as well as your charging clips. And I haven't personally had to use vinegar, but he said just a little bit of white vinegar on those connectors, and it seems to help that charging issue. So these get dirty. You can't see the dirt. You'll look at it, it goes, oh, it's clean, but there's a little layer of oxidation on there, and that seems to be what normally causes that. Good question.
We got one more question.
One more
It's like,
question.
if you wanted to
Yeah.
fill some time with Kelly.
Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly Platter. We talked about
not,
the two.
not her.
No,
No, let's go ahead. We'll try it.
we don't have to.
Can Buddy touch base on the problem I have with the T17 Thomas car? No.
You can't hear your question, so...
Let's go ahead. What's that?
Well, because you're reading it, they can't hear you radio.
Yeah, I know. Can you make sure you stay on the screen there?
Yeah.
Ask the question for me.
Okay. Can Buddy touch base on the problem I had with the 217 telemetry collars not allowing the TT15 to find GPS reception? Once I stopped using the Buddy collars attached to my TT15, it found reception pretty quick. There's been others that have been having this problem and weren't aware that it could be a problem.
So, that's a
Seventh
long...
harmonic.
Yeah. So, the telemetry collars, everyone wants to blame the Garmin, right? Everybody thinks it's a Garmin problem, and sometimes it is a Garmin problem. I'm not gonna lie, but not always the issues we have are Garmin problems. And so, we as houndsmen, we have these old collars from 20 years ago that were built as telemetry collars on like 217, 218, 219. Who knows how clean they are? But when they send out a signal, there's in the radio waves, if you think of it like a water, right? And you drop a rock in the water, and that's your signal. You send out that rock in the water, and it kind of makes waves, right? And then it makes the first wave, and then you see the second wave and the third wave. Those are called harmonics. And without getting too geeky, the same type of thing happens on any kind of radio wave. That's why they call it a wave. And so that on the 217 and some of those collars, the 7th harmonic is in the 1 point something gigahertz. I don't remember all the exact details, but that's really close to the wavelength of the antenna on the Garmin that talks to the satellites. Now I'm sounding like a real geek, but some of those old telemetry collars, when they're shouting out every second, beep, 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 that signal is basically like Jason whispering to me what my location is, and Mike never yells, but Mike yelling at me every second some other information, and it's hard to understand what Jason's saying. So that's kind of what happened. The Garmin's listening on a 1.2 gigahertz or somewhere in there signal for its location, and the telemetry collar sitting right next to that is shouting every second, and the same, the 7th harmonic is near the same frequency, and so it causes the Garmin not to get its GPS location or lose it. And so that's an issue that Kelly Platter was talking about, and you'll see sometimes, this collar doesn't work with my telemetry collars. We always want to blame the Garmin because it's new, but the truth is, if back 20 years ago when they were building these collars for telemetry, they didn't care that it was a noisy signal because they didn't care what was next to it. Well, the Garmin's a real digital piece of equipment, so it's a super sensitive piece of equipment, and that older one, long story short, breaks it up. So I don't know if that helps or confuses you. I mean, it confuses me. So I imagine it confuses some of you. Any more questions before we got a winner yet? No, we still don't have a winner. Between what did I say?
1 and 100, or 7,
1 and 75.
1 and 75. Pick a number between 1 and 75. Nobody's guessed it yet. We're giving away a T5 mini collar. While we're waiting, because we're still waiting for a winner, let's.
Jeff has a question.
Jeff.
Says, what distance should I get my VHF antenna from my Garmin antenna?
VHF from your Garmin. So, good question. We get that a lot. In the early days, the 220 got a lot of flack for getting blown up by VHF radios. Now, legal, not legal, whatever. Most of the 220s that we brought into our shop that were supposedly VHF damaged radios were actually, can you give me a 220, Mike? Do you have a 220? Were actually a problem from over tightening a lot of antennas. So if you look at a 220, Bill, you can come in on this for me? There was a SMA connector on here. You don't happen to have one that's open, but if you open this 220 up, this SMA connector, when Garmin first built these 220s, they didn't have a way to stop the nut from spinning. It's kind of like putting a bolt into a plywood and trying to tighten the bolt from the wrong side of the plywood. That nut can spin because you don't have nothing holding it. You don't have a wrench or something there. A lot of 220s were blamed on VHF when they were actually a broken wire on your SMA wire. About 2010, Garmin did some changes in the hardware of the 220s and tried to reinforce that bolt. They did even better in the 320 and in the Alpha. So
Got people doing that.
again, I can't 100% power kills. huge power is going to damage anything, but I have yet to see an alpha get damaged from a VHF radio. And I've done some pretty serious testing on frequencies around it and had guys, you know, talking on stuff, but without incriminating anybody, I don't think it is causing issues. So how far do you want to keep your antennas away? I wouldn't have them touching. On my truck, I have a ham radio and I have a Garmin antenna on the other side of the hood. No issues. And I've been doing that for 6-7 years, and I'll talk to repeaters with my ham radio and not even have not a second thought about my Garmin. Very good question. Most of the issues that were blamed on VHF antennas that we've seen, we did see a couple that were damaged by high pop radios early before 2010, but most of them were that nut getting loose and the coax, that little bolt spinning. So one thing you guys can do if you want to stop that is there's a nut around that gold piece. Carefully tighten that nut and make sure it's not loose. Now don't over tighten it, don't damage your thing, but tighten that nut. That'll fix your VHF problem probably, because it's not a radio problem. Does that answer the question? Next one. We got a winner yet? We're gonna have to stop going live here in a minute if we don't get a winner. 175. Are people guessing? We got like 5 people on.
We got people multiple guessing like 8 times.
Yeah.
Multiple guessing 8 times. If you're just showing up, pick a number between 1 and 75, because we haven't picked our number yet. So we're gonna give away a T5 mini collar. We got 95 people. Somebody's got to get it right.
I don't think so. I think we can go with the closest.
Okay, who do we got? No, we're not going close. We're going to have to pick it. So after the live event, we'll have to figure this out. Another question. People can... I'm sure you're going to hate talking about the 220s now, but why would a 220 not update? I lost the question. Why would it not? It should update. One of the questions I got on Facebook a couple weeks ago, I want to touch on, is when you plug your alpha into your computer, don't just unplug it when you're done updating it. Go into the bottom. There's a little arrow that points up in the bottom right corner of your screen. Click that arrow. Click on the little USB sign, and it says eject USB device. I want you to eject your USB device. Start disconnecting your alpha that way, and we'll probably shoot a little video on that soon. How many guesses? I am sorry, the way you made it sound was to pick again.
Oh, I was just responding.
Kenny, that's your friend.
Yep, that's
Isn't
my
it?
buddy. That's my BFF from Modesto.
Okay. Any questions for Jason?
Don't
Let's make
do
him
that.
talk.
Don't do that.
Yes. All right, we still got... Can we guess again? Not yet, John. Not yet. John Hall's
I
good,
think-
good guy.
Difference between the 15 and the full size mini for range
Range with the full size
and
and the mini.
battery life.
Biggest difference is battery life. The range, as far as I'm concerned, can mostly be attested to the antenna on a TT. On a T mini collar, the antenna's shorter. On a full size collar, it's longer. I got collars with both long ones and the short ones. It's really not a big difference. I don't see a huge difference. Maybe 100 yards, 200 yards sometimes tops, but I don't lose sleep over the mini range versus the full size range. The only thing really beneficial on a mini collar is you have the sleep mode, which is kind of handy, and you got battery life on a full size collar. Those two things are about the only things different.
And it really isn't much. I noticed like maybe a 2-hour difference between my mini and a full size.
Oh, we
Got
have
it.
a winner.
We got a
Why
winner.
don't you shave?
That was for Jason.
That's Dalton.
Dalton
Don't worry
Durant.
about him.
Oh,
Hey,
that's a good question.
stay golden, pony
need
boy.
to- Oh, okay.
We have a winner.
Oh, we have a winner. Okay, any more questions before we announce our winner? We got a winner. We got 92 people hung around. What is the
Okay,
What is the best-
it's time to announce the
length for
winner.
a TT antenna.
to get best range? 22 and a half is what we've been cutting our antennas to, Nikki. Nikki likes pink. Nikki Anderson there. Every time she orders something, she gets a pink something. So 22 and a half inches, Nikki. All right, we got a winner. Who do we got?
It is Christian Pritt.
Christian Pritt.
75.
75. All right. Wow. Guys, let us know what we need to do differently. I know this one a little bit longer. 20 minutes was not what we wanted to do, but we also wanted to give a caller away. So if there's a good time for us to do these live events. We're not going to do them twice a day. You know, how often should we do them? What should we talk about? Are we rambling? Are we boring you guys? You know, I don't know. Like I said, this is all new to us. So, Jason, Mike, Bill, Becca, Jess, and Chance, we all say hi. We hope you have a good weekend this weekend, and hopefully you guys get some dogs out. We'll talk to you guys later.
Wrap it up.